This is for my third journal, but it's following the second journal prompt for TESOL. Um, and the prompt is something that I found surprising about my placement in particular, or ESL instruction in general. Well, this semester I am at Northern Hills, Forest Hills Northern Middle School, and I'm working with the ESL teacher in an English language arts class, as well as a support group for the students. And one of the things that I found actually really surprising about the placement is that there are kids with just like a wide range of fluency. For example, we have a girl, and I'll actually be writing my case study about her, who is from Egypt. Her first language is Arabic. She's only been in the United States for 2 months, so her English skills are not very good. And then I also have students who have been here for years, their families have been here for years, so they're actually really fluent in the language, and I can tell that some of them want to get out of that ESL language arts class and they kind of just want to be normal because they believe themselves that their English skills is up to that level where they can just be in the normal classes. However, because of the map testing and other like WIDA tests that they've had, they have found that it's better for them to stay in the ESL classroom for the time being, perhaps even until they're able to move on to high school. So I've been really surprised just by like their range and the fluency in the English skills, and also learning that even though like their English skills, like their speaking skills are actually really good, their reading and writing skills are not as good. So just seeing how the teacher is working through with them, trying to get them up to that level that they need to be in order to keep moving forward. And then lately, this past week, there was something that I actually found really surprising where there were a lot of teachers emailing the ESL kind of teacher at the middle school saying that their students were not being cooperative in the classroom, that they didn't want to do some of the activities that they had been assigned, or perhaps even just calling like the kids odd. And I could tell how much that in a way affected the teacher, because she could tell that there wasn't as much of a cultural understanding from the other teachers in the school, and they were just kind of saying, here, you solve this, you work with the student, we don't really want to work with them, or we don't know how to fix this and you're the only one that can. So it was really interesting to see how she handled that situation, and I was kind of surprised how the teachers handled it, even though they know that there are students in the school whose native language is not English. In fact, there are students that are in Spanish or Chinese immersion, so they have other language backgrounds, but most of the kids have already been in the United States, so that cultural difference is not all the way there. So surprisingly, I was quite shocked of the lack of cultural, not lack, but maybe just kind of like the cultural sensitivity that was a little lacking in some of the teachers. Not all of them, some of them are great, most of them are great actually, but some of them just saying like, oh, I can't really help the student, I can't work with the student just because they don't come from the same background as I do, and you probably understand it, but I don't. So those are a couple of the things that I've actually found really interesting about my placement. It's been difficult this week because I've been a little tired, and I can tell the girl that I usually work with from Egypt, I can tell that she's been tired too, and she's been feeling frustrated and overwhelmed by school. So trying to keep her encouraged, and trying to have patience with her, it's kind of one of the things that I've been working on the most. Um, but that just kind of summarizes for me. It's week 3, and I'm still trying to learn how the students are. I can tell that they're getting more comfortable with me in the classroom. Even if I say hi to them in the hallway, they'll say hi back, whereas in the past they kind of wouldn't really acknowledge me. So I can start to see that they're feeling more comfortable with having me in the classroom. Not all of them will tell you when they have questions or when they don't understand one of the concepts or the homework that they're working on. So even me just like coming up to them and say, hey, like, what are you working on? Is there anything that I can help you with? At first they would be like, no, not really, and I could tell that we're really understanding. But now they're just getting more comfortable with having me in there. So knowing that, I'm excited to see what's coming next. I kind of seeing how those relationships keep growing, and I can continue to help the students, not just one of them or two of them, but try to help anyone in any way that I can throughout my time there with them.